Hello, my name is August and I'm going to teach you about the causes of hurricanes. Hurricanes are one of the world's natural disasters and they are really powerful. I was in a hurricane called Hurricane Sandy. When we saw a lot of stuff flying around, my dad knew it was a hurricane. We all rushed to the lobby of our apartment. Hurricanes form over warm ocean waters near the equator. The warm, moist air starts to rise, causing air from surrounding areas to be sucked in. This new air then becomes warm and moist. It rises too, beginning a continuous cycle that forms clouds. The clouds then rotate with the spin of the earth. If there is enough warm water to feed the storm, then a hurricane forms. Then the high winds kick up the ocean, causing big waves and rough seas. It's like storm surges. Meanwhile, in the center, warm air continues to rise, adding more and more energy to the system. The eye of the hurricane, which is the center of it, is just clear skies and nothing crazy is really happening in it. Now you know how hurricanes are caused. Now, after my part, you will learn the effects of a hurricane by Alexandra, safety measurement and prevention by Evan, and important events by Luca. Now, on to the effects.
I'm Alexandra and I'm going to be teaching you about the effects of hurricanes. The first thing that you need to know is that hurricanes are very destructive to homes and lands. There may be flooding, trees down, as well as houses and power lines. Lampposts may fall as well. There may be a storm surge. A storm surge is a lot of ocean water coming down on land. The storm surge height is dependent on the wind speed and the category of the storm. It can be up to 18 feet, which is very destructive. Ocean water covers the streets and it may get into people's homes and get them stuck. You may lose power, which means you can't turn on your lights, watch TV, or even cook. But you have board games. You also may need flashlights. Roads and bridges are destroyed. When you're outside after a hurricane, watch out for downed power lines and trees because they may be very dangerous. I hope you learned about hurricanes and the effect they have on land. Thanks for listening.
My name is Evan, and today I will be teaching you about hurricane safety and measurement. I have learned a lot over the past month, and now I will teach you about hurricane safety and measurement. So the first thing that you should have if there's a hurricane in your area is 3 days worth of bottled water so that you can stay hydrated. The second thing is you should have strong windows so then the wind cannot break them and you could get injured. Now I will list a few things. You will need blankets, jackets, pillows, food, water, and boots. Now I will teach you about measurement. If the winds are from 75 miles an hour to 95 miles an hour, it is a Category 1 hurricane. If the winds are from 96 miles an hour to 110 miles an hour, it's a Category 2 hurricane. If the winds are from 111 miles an hour to 130 miles an hour, it is a Category 3 hurricane. 130 to 155 miles an hour is a Category 5 hurricane. And 155 miles an hour or above is a Category 5 hurricane. I hope you learned a lot today about hurricanes safety and measurement. Now you will listen to Luca and important events.
Hi, my name is Luca, and I'm going to teach you about Hurricanes Katrina and Sandy and their most important events. First, I'm going to teach you about Hurricane Sandy, then Hurricane Katrina. I hope you learn about Hurricane Katrina and Sandy as I share you some important events. One of the most important events is Hurricane Sandy. Hurricane Sandy killed 1,800 people and cost $71.4 billion on October 29, 2012. Part of Hurricane Sandy happened in Scarsdale. Another important event is Hurricane Katrina. Hurricane Katrina brought so much damage that 80% of New Orleans was flooded when the levees to the city broke. Hurricane Katrina was really effective to New Orleans because it moved Category 1 to Category 5. Hurricane Sandy and Hurricane Katrina were one of the most effective hurricanes. Hurricane Sandy and Hurricane Katrina were one of the most effective hurricanes because they destroyed houses. I hope you enjoyed learning about hurricanes by Alexandra, August, Luca, and Evan.
I am Dylan. I'm going to be teaching about what causes a tsunami. Tsunamis are a very deadly weather event. They cause lots of things to happen. These are some of the things that cause a tsunami and what a tsunami can cause to land and even more. Tectonic plates, which are the Earth's crust, rub against each other, which causes the water above the plates to cause a tsunami. Landslides, volcanoes, and even meteorites can cause tsunamis. Most tsunamis are started by submarine earthquakes, which are underwater earthquakes. When a tsunami slows down, the water needs to go somewhere so the waves get higher. The top of the wave moves faster than the bottom, which makes the waves of a tsunami grow taller. A series of waves are called a wave train. The third and eighth wave are the deadliest. If an earthquake is 7 or up on the Richter scale, it's most likely to start a tsunami. If an earthquake is 6 or below on the Richter scale, it's likely that it won't start a tsunami. Most tsunamis are in Japan, United States, Papua New Guinea, and Chile. I hope you learned what and how a tsunami is caused. If the water in a place you live in rises 3 feet, or if the waves get higher than usual in a place you live in or somewhere you're on vacation for, then it's possible a tsunami is coming.
This is a tsunami group, and we will be teaching you about the causes, effects, safety, prevention, and important events. I am Jalen, and I will teach you about effects from tsunamis. Firstly, tsunamis can be very destructive and can damage things badly. Also, cars and trees can be carried from the tsunami. For example, one time a tsunami hit and it brought cars and trees far from where it was. Also, it can destroy homes and buildings when a tsunami hits. When it destroys buildings, a lot of people die. Secondly, some tsunamis can spread a disease. Tsunamis can also spread debris. Also, tsunamis can kill and badly injure people after the tsunami. When a tsunami hits, it destroys everything in its path. It can even destroy a whole city. Lastly, when a tsunami hits, it can make a flood. For example, one time a tsunami hit and made a big flood. These are effects that happen when a tsunami hits. We are the tsunami group, and I just taught you about the effects of a tsunami.
This is the tsunami group. We will be teaching you causes, effects, safety, prevention, measurement, and important events. I'm Alex, and I will be teaching you safety, prevention, and measurement. A tsunami can get to the height of 15 stories. Also, a tsunami can get to 600 miles per hour. If you see a tsunami, get to high ground. The government will alert you if there will be a tsunami. Did you know that there are tsunami practice places where you can go and learn what to do during a tsunami? Also, wait for a warning, but go if you don't have time. If you cannot evacuate, go for a sturdy multiple-story building. We are the tsunami group. I just taught you safety, prevention, and measurement. I hope you learned how to stay safe during a tsunami. And remember, if you see a tsunami, get to high ground.
I am Daniel, and I'm going to teach you about the important events that happen with tsunamis. So on December 26, 2004, there was a wave that was 30 feet high in Indonesia. It was the most destructive tsunami ever recorded. The tsunami killed about 230,000 lives in 12 countries in Asia and Africa, and only a few people survived and escaped the destructive and huge tsunami. Millions of people were left without homes, clothing, and food. The first city to be hit was Banda Aceh. Thousands of people got tossed into the sea. More than 120,000 people died. Another tsunami was on July 9, 1958. An earthquake caused the highest tsunami recorded. It was 1,720 feet high above sea level. So these are some of the important events that happen with tsunamis. So I hope you enjoyed and learned something new about these destructive and dangerous tsunamis.
I am Alif, and I am going to teach you about the cause of an earthquake. The top layer of the earth is called plates. These plates have a special name. They are called tectonic plates. Earthquakes are caused by plates. The plates keep moving slowly, and eventually they go past each other. Then they get stuck. Pressure builds up on the sides. The plates spread pressure on others too. When the pressure is too much to take, the crust of the earth is forced to break. Then the earth shakes. This is called an earthquake. When the plates go past each other, they send out waves that go up and down. These waves are called seismic waves. They are generated by sudden movement of rock. Earthquakes are one of the natural disasters and it can be very dangerous. If you know the ways to protect yourself when an earthquake happens, you can stay safe. I hope you learned the cause of an earthquake.
I am Ruki, and I'm going to teach you the effects of an earthquake. Earthquakes are really powerful. They destroy buildings, towns, cities, villages, and more. After earthquake happens, a landslide, an avalanche, or even a tsunami can happen. If the magnitude at least 6 and up, then power lines can break and people lose power for days, weeks, or months. The powerful shaking can be felt from hundreds and hundreds of miles away. A big earthquake can start another earthquake in a different state. Aftershocks are smaller earthquakes, which happen after big earthquakes. They're not as bad as big earthquakes, but they still destroy buildings. And aftershocks do not last as long as other earthquakes do. They are unpredictable and they can be a big magnitude. Sometimes an earthquake hits a coastal section of land, it might disappear under the sea. I hope you learned a lot about what happens after earthquake, aftershocks, and what earthquakes destroy. Remember, earthquakes are really powerful and dangerous. Now on to safety and measurement.
Hi, I'm Shane. I'll teach you about how earthquakes are measured, what tools are used to measure how strong an earthquake is, and how to be safe during an earthquake. There are safety strategies that you can use during an earthquake, can also be used in different situations when you're in danger. There's a Richter scale that measures how strong an earthquake is from 1 to 10. There are minor, moderate, strong, major, and great earthquakes. Each 1 point increase scale indicates 10 times the amount of shaking and 30 times the amount of energy. There are tools to help measure earthquakes. There are GPS, tilt-meter, stream-meter, and seismograph. Scientists use this equipment and computers to measure seismic activity and shocks. These equipment measure the location, timing, and strength of an earthquake. It's important that you pick a safe place in every room and have a mech. Also, have a disaster plan. It's important that you stay away from windows, trees, and power lines. Drop to the ground under a heavy table or a desk. It is important that you do not panic. Also, check for news updates and injuries. I hope you learned about safety and measurement of an earthquake.
Hello everybody, my name is Max. Have you ever experienced an earthquake before? I hope not. In the next 1 minute, I'm going to tell you some important earthquakes and explain why are they important. The first earthquake I'm going to tell you is the 1960 Chile earthquake. Even though it had a magnitude of around 9.5, only around 6,000 people died from the earthquake since people had earthquake-proof buildings. The last earthquake I'm going to tell you is the Shenxi, China earthquake in 1556. It had a magnitude of 8.0 and it killed around 830,000 people because people didn't have earthquake-proof buildings back then. I hope you learned something new. In conclusion, earthquakes are very dangerous and earthquake-proof buildings are very important. Thanks for listening. Bye.